Rock, what's going on?
What's going on? Shalom, what's going on?
Hey man, ain't nothing, man. You know, me and Ariel, we over here in the east side of Detroit. The school over here, right?
Oh yeah, come.
Hey, what's the address to it?
Is it 12355 Gresham?
I say no more. We about to pull up on y'all.
See you when you get.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
Shalom, Lord
Stop
Christ.
fucking playing with these niggas, man. Yeah.
Fuck these niggas talking about Daniela. I heard they talking down, no sweat, no problem. It's 15 in this clip, that'll solve it. I got soldiers on deck, they a problem. If I ever let them loose, it be a dark day. Now you praying on your knees like it's Sunday. But if he ain't going west, I can't stand for him. And if it's about my niggas, we gon' blame for him. How you ever gonna stand and get this movement? Breaking down the block, all the niggas we influence. Be a bitch, nigga, I don't see how you do it. Be a coward, nigga, I don't see how you. Let's get active. Been everywhere, nigga, running out of options. About to head to Europe, sip liquor with the Aki. When we step through, you know it's about to be a problem. When we step through, you know it's about to be an issue. Oh, Ice Cube, nigga, think he a man with that pistol. If I pick it up, pray to God I miss you. It's a war in real life, not just on instrumentals.
Tell these niggas no comparing me. I don't think they hear me. Say that he a threat, what that supposed to put some fear in me? Said that he the best, tell him prove it for some clarity. Said that he up next, tell him prove it for some clarity. Tell these niggas no comparing me. I don't think they hearing me. Say that he a threat, what that supposed to put some fear in me? Said that he the best, tell him prove it for some clarity. Said that he up next, tell him prove it for some clarity. Whatever you wanna do, let's make this happen. Go head up with any challenger, we right at him. Coroner's gonna say your cause of death was in traffic. Beam knock him right out, his clothes don't get raptured. Knock one of you little boys out, that's kidnapping. Real rose gold chain silver, I mismatched it. Green tips, all black gun, the clip platinum. This that real trip, yeah nigga, that real fashion. This 40 that I got from Arizona, my Desert Eagle. You only thought a parrot could talk till you hear the eagle. Two red beams on top like the eyes evil. Staring at death, where you standing is where I leave you. She ain't one west, tell a bitch that I don't need you. Air 'em having breakfast in bed, Airbnb you. Me and my brothers come together, don't be an equal. And still show up on the corner to still teach you. Bounty on your head, make me pick the Swiffer up. Pull strings for $1, you gotta be quick enough. I ain't moving my hips when I say I'm blicked up. My auntie became a man, I said I don't give a fuck. Hey, Rock, man, hey look, we just pulled up on Gresham Street right now, man. Can you have somebody come open the door?
Come, no sweat, say no more.
Alright, bet, let's get it, we about to chill with the brothers.
Come, I'll be on right now.
Dirties, bust their head.
ODing on a beat, Narcan flow. Got my... We outside. We outside with it. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the world in the palm of my hand. One West sleeve stretch, do it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing, click and subscribe. Had them niggas off the block, tell them shooters they want a job. I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving halos, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you out of space, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, leave you all boxed up, all cause my delivery. I be on that prime shit, take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir, treat you like the Ukraine. Invade your little city, now you boating like Usain. Scope costs more than the rifle, I got new aim. Fresh kick, spit with the blick, not my shoe game. Used to have a dirty 30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got that Ruger 5 and 7, that's my boot thing. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I I don't talk hardly, be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get to roaring down your block like a Harley. No, this ain't a big hog, this the big dog.
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's Pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big bursts of thunder in my hands like I'm raiding. Shitty Mortal Kombat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look 'em in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother how to bid, he ain't do shit. That's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside, told him run that. We outside, that temperature's getting how we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. My Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. It's one west for that bag and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. That temperature's getting how we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. We outside, outside, and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. We outside, outside, yeah, we outside. It's one west on them corners and we outside. We outside, outside with it.
court to God. The white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white man. Need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Let bygone be. Boy, ask you to stop and ask you to prophets. About to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I tell you once, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole because of the COVID. It feel like the hoes in this world that don't go together. Know it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settle. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world to know. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to prophets. Step, I'm solid for show. For the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no loss. Ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high. Got your baby pass through the fire. Ask you the prophets. That baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will fail you, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop and ask you the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. ISUPK presents Ask Ye the Prophets weekly podcast.
Every race in the movie.
We are not the trust. We are not the trust. We are trusted, and we are not the trust.
Send in your questions to AskYeTheProphets@gmail.com or Ask Ye the Prophets on Facebook. And your questions will be answered live every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shalom. He's speaking of his own.
The white man made himself be the Egyptians and the Israelites. And the Persians. Every race in the movie.
Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom. Welcome to another episode of Ask Ye the Prophets. I might be rolling solo on this one or until the priests get in. You understand? Listen, man, we done had a good week, man. Had a good week in the ISUPK, man. The truth is a beautiful thing. We definitely in the last days. If you don't know, you better ask somebody, man, because we've been trying to tell you since 1969. We've been trying to tell you why we in the condition that we in, why we suffer like we suffer. Everything we suffer, everything we go through, all the hell that we in, we can point a finger and blame one people, man, the enemy of God, the enemy of Israel. You understand? Our oppressor today. His hands is in everything that hurts us. But then he built something called the Christian church to fool the minds of the slave. And then he raised up taskmasters like way back in Egypt, you understand, and put them in charge of our nation, spiritually, and we follow these people into the ghetto, man. This Christian church, these Christian leaders, Muslim leaders, you know, these religious and political black leaders, they have failed us, man. That's why Jeremiah 14:2, Jeremiah prophesied and said, our gates have languished. Like these political and religious black leaders supposed to be the gates to our race, man. Our protection. That's what the gate is for, to keep the enemy out and to keep the people in safe. And so the Lord refers to these people through Jeremiah as our gates, and it say they languish, meaning they didn't got weak, they didn't failed us. They didn't made deals with the enemy, man. They let the wolf come in, man, and devour us and destroy us, man. They are not protecting us. And that's why the Lord said those prophets have failed, and he going to raise up new prophets in these last days. That's Bible prophecy, man. And you looking at them. The priests and prophets in the ISUPK, we are the replacements for these failed black leaders, man. Commander General Yohana is the leader of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. His word is straight from the Most High God that sits on the throne in heaven. You understand? He is the leader. And we once again, we done had a good few weeks. Listen, this word getting out. You see the entertainers starting to speak out. They finding out, they learning. You understand? Now there's a battle between them, between which ones want to say something and all the ones who scared to say something. You understand? And our oppressor who call themselves Jews, like it say in Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, but are not Jews and do lie, but are the synagogue of Satan. Those people, man, those people, they trying to do everything they can to silence the truth, to silence the mere question of, are we the real Jews? The mere question of, can the people with the ISH on the end of their name, can they be false? You know, have they been teaching us lies? Have they been strangling the nation of Israel with their foot on our necks, unbeknownst to us, controlling us? You understand? Listen, these people, they might not run the world, but they sure control all the things that blacks and Hispanics are involved in. They sure control the things that affect our life. You understand? And we're going to bring it out, man. So listen, but their aggression to silence the truth is making a lot of people in the world inquire even more about the truth. I'm getting calls from the prison. I was on the phone with brothers from prison the other day, man. They only had a few minutes, man. They called me back. We went over as much as we can, but I passed on the information to our prison department, man. And they said they getting the info out to them right away. You understand? You got sisters who's ex-gang members, brothers who's ex-gang bangers, man, brothers in the entertainment industry. They all coming in and listening, man. And they new to the truth, man. But they hearing about what this, we the real Jews. And they seeing the Bible says it. And the Bible talk about these things. That's why the milk scriptures can never get old, man. You can't, listen, the breaking down the color of Christ can never get old. You understand? Showing who the Lord's favorite is can never get old, man. All these things are beautiful things. And so I'm going to go over a few things today that came up. Grace being the first thing. You understand? What exactly is grace? Our King, Jesus Christ, known to the world as Jesus Christ, his authentic ancient name is Yahawashi, which means Savior, just like Jesus means Savior. Jesus is just the Greek English translation of his birth name, Yahawashi. Yahawashi is his Hebrew name, which his Hebrew mother and Hebrew father named him. You understand why they were being oppressed by the Romans, the Greco-Roman Empire, Mary and Joseph. You understand? So our King and Savior, Yahawashi, you understand, he died an innocent man, and was murdered innocently, man, because of our sins and how evil we were. But he took that bullet, man, and he died to give us grace from the Most High. So the Most High can give us a little time to get ourselves right, man. And a little time, not the little time in our mind, but a little time in the Most High's mind. You understand? The Lord said a day with him is like 1,000 years. You understand? So we've been under grace since our King was murdered. You understand? And our King is prophet. He rose. He even rose after he was murdered, and told us he'll be back. He got to go see the Father, you understand, but a day going to come where he'll be back. And he taught Israelites, and he let Israelites know to prepare for his second coming, and he left a whole record, man, for us in these last days to find. And said before he left the disciples, he said, I shall lose nothing. Everything that my Father gave me, I shall lose nothing, but shall raise it up at the last day. That's in the book of John, man. And he been doing exactly that, man. Since 1969, the ISUPK been roaring on these streets, man. Been roaring on these streets. And now it's finally trickling in to the people that got thousands of listeners and thousands of followers. And now when they speak their truth and what they're finding out, the powers that be, our oppressor, he trying to shut everything down, man, everything down. So without further ado, let's get into grace. Before I break down what grace is, I want to go into what grace is not. You understand? Because the Christian church and all of its affiliates, you understand, they teach a false doctrine of grace. They teach that Jesus Christ died on the cross, and when he died and shed his blood for us, that now we ain't got to follow none of God's laws anymore. All those beautiful laws, those righteous laws that God had in the Bible from Genesis all the way through the Old Testament, man, all of those laws, why would he make all of those laws just to send his son to wipe them all away? You understand? That's insane. And the Christian church is so full of hypocrisy, right? They say that Jesus died and shed his blood and we ain't under the old law. They call the Lord's commandments and statutes the old law. You understand? They say we're not under the old law no more yet. Yet they ask for tithes. They ask for your 10%, right? Where do you find the 10%? Well, it's written in those old laws that you say ain't no more good, right? You say ain't no more good. You understand? Meanwhile, if you ask the average Christian, just ask them, if we ain't under the old law said don't murder. Don't murder your brother and sister. Ask a Christian, is it okay to murder? They're going to tell you no. Well, why not? If the old laws are done away with. If the old laws are done away with. They so in love with that pork, that swine that God said not to eat. It's an abomination that they say, you know, that they say we ain't under the old law no more, so we can eat whatever we want. But you ask them, can people eat each other? Can we eat babies? Can we eat each other? Can we be cannibals? They're going to say, yuck, no. You understand? I mean, it don't make no sense, the hypocrisy and the lies that they tell. You understand? They say we ain't under the old law no more. Meanwhile, they know good and well them tithes, that's the law. You are supposed to be paying tithes, but you're supposed to be paying it to the ISUPK. You ain't supposed to be paying it to no Christian church, no Muslim mosque, or no other religious order. The ISUPK are the priests and prophets of the Lord, and the priests get the 10% tithes. Because our duty is to counsel and care for the nation and oversee the nation. You understand? While if you are working and or on some slavery or doing something that brings you increase, our God, the God of our race, our nation said 10% of that increase goes to my priests, man. Them 10%, them tithes, they supposed to go to Commanding General Yohana. Let me get a scripture, man. I'm going to get 1 John 3 and 4. Let's go into the Bible, because the Bible is the end all be all. You Christians, you can say what you want. You understand? You can say what you want. But let's see, does the Bible say that the old law is done away with? Let's check it out. Because, listen, a Christian is quick to talk about sin and calling somebody a sinner and say, I don't want to be a sinner. Well, if the law is done away with, if Jesus died to get rid of the old law, there is no such thing as sin. Why do I say that? I'm about to read it right now. Give me 2 seconds. 1 John 3 and 4 says, whosoever committeth sin, that's what we talking, right? Listen, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. What law? The laws of the Old Testament, all the laws that God put in the Bible. Not to eat swine, not to eat pork, not to eat shrimp, not to eat crab, lobster, not to eat tuna, not to sleep with your brother's woman. What else? Not to throw your woman away. If you got a woman, you can't just get rid of her unless she commit adultery, according to the Bible. That's the only way you can get rid of your woman, man. Your woman, Woman is just the Hebrew word for woman is the same word that means wife. There's no difference between woman and wife. Your wife is your woman. You understand? That's is ayasha. You understand? That's the Hebrew word for woman. That's the Hebrew word for wife. You are not allowed to get rid of her. If you get rid of your wife and she haven't committed adultery, you are committing adultery. You are committing adultery. So once again, the Bible said, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. So if there is no law, there is no such thing as sin. No such thing as sin. And you Christians are famous for calling people sinners. Telling people you need Jesus, you full of sin. When you disgusting bastards are the sinners, man. You the sinners. Because you teach a doctrine to tell people that there is no law. And then you come behind it and call them sinners, man. When you the sinner. You the worst kind of sinner. Let me go to Matthew 5:17. So that shows you that there is such thing as sin. Sin is still in the world, man. You understand? And sin is in the world because God made laws, and breaking those laws is sin. That's what sin is. You understand? Sin ain't how you feel. How you feel because you think somebody was mean to you. You think they sinned against you. You don't determine what sin is. God determines what sin is. And he said, them damn crab legs you sucking on is a sin. He said the lobster tails you love to dip in butter and throw in your damn mouth. He said that's a sin. Hog maws and chitlins and pig feet and ham and all that. Those are sins to eat, man. Celebrating heathen holidays like this Christmas y'all about to celebrate. You out buying gifts for Christmas. You in the Christmas spirit. That is a sin. Because God said don't do these things. Learn not the way of the heathen. You understand? God said don't do these things. Jeremiah 10th chapter describes that ancient custom that they call Christmas today. But it's an old ancient Babylonian custom, man. That they just added a few things and then they call it Christmas. They try to put it on Christ when Christmas got nothing to do with Jesus Christ. He wasn't born on December 25th. He wasn't born in the dead of winter. It's some made up thing, man. They celebrating the birth of a ancient heathen named Nimrod. Do your research and check it out, man. And now people are starting to wake up to all of these lies. Let me get it out the mouth of Christ himself. Christ himself, Matthew 5:17 says, and most of you got them Bibles where his words are written in red. Jesus Christ's words are written in red. This is one of them. Out of his own mouth. Out of his own mouth. While Christians say, ain't no more law. We ain't under the old law. Jesus did away with the law. I'm going to show you what he did away with. But before that, I'm going to listen to what he said out of his own mouth. He said, Matthew 5:17, think not that I am come to destroy the law. First of all, when he said think not, you know whatever he about to say, you ain't supposed to think this. Get this out your mind. Don't think this. Think not that I am come to destroy the law. So now he telling you out of his own mouth, if you think that he got rid of the old law, all those wonderful laws that made us a strong nation, that made us a strong and powerful nation, he got rid of them, man. He's saying it right here. He never did away with the law. The laws of the Old Testament, the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Once again, Jesus Christ said, Matthew 5:17, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. What does that mean? He ain't come to die or teach that the laws are done away with. Neither did he come to teach and die to get rid of anything the prophets said. He ain't died to get rid of the prophecies, man. The scripture tell you that Esau gonna have a bad day in the end, man. Esau lost his birthright. Esau is the father of the Caucasian race, whether it be American Caucasian, Jewish Caucasian, German Caucasian, Spanish Caucasian, French Caucasian, Russian Caucasian. You understand? Ukrainian Caucasian. They're all different families of the same race, the same nation, man. You understand? And the Lord never came to to make these people part of our family. You understand? He ain't never get rid of none of the prophecies about these people, man. The Lord said that these people, our oppressor, these Caucasians, he said he gonna make them drink of their own blood, man, for what they did to the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what the Lord said. That's Bible prophecy. Jesus Christ think not that I'm coming to do away with none of that. He ain't changed none of that. These people got a bad day coming for what they did to you. Why is that? Because of who your father is, man. Who your father is. And who your king is, man. And who your king roll with. Your king, Yahweh Shah, Jesus Christ, he got 200 million angels that roll with him. All killers. All killers. That's who coming back to free us. I know we ain't got no army down here. Everybody got an army. Everybody got a land. Everybody got a culture except these 12 tribes because it's been stolen from us and ripped from us. And false identity has been given to us. African, American, Asiatic, Nubian, all these Negro, you understand? Puerto Rican, Dominican, Haitian, you understand? Caribbean, Jamaican, Trinidadian, St. Thomas, St. Croix, you understand? All these false names have been given to us, man. Brazilians, all these other names been given to us, and our biblical names have been taken from us. That's how they was able to divide us. Now the 12 tribes been living under these different names for so long, we don't even, most of us don't even realize that we family, man. Blood, brothers and sisters. We don't even realize it. But thanks be to God that he promised Abraham he ain't going to get rid of us. He promised our forefather Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that he ain't going to get rid of us. And he told our king that he going to raise us up in the last days. And here we go. We back again. Know our identity. We know our history. We know the laws we're supposed to follow. We know what we're not supposed to be eating. We know we're not supposed to be celebrating. We know how to treat each other. And now our job is to just wake the rest of our people up, man. Again, but there's somebody pulling the strings behind the curtain, right? There's somebody pulling the strings, like Oz, like the great and wonderful Oz. He behind the curtain trying to control it all, and we exposing him. We trying to burn that curtain down, and he fighting tooth and nail to silence us and anybody who listens to us. You understand? And the Lord is using that aggression and that silence campaign to wake Israel up. To wake Israel up. That's how poetic the Most High is. That's how poetic and tactical our God is. He's using their aggression and them losing their mind trying to silence everybody. He's using that to wake up more Israelites. We got people giving up gang banging, man, saying they want to study with One West now. We got entertainers and all of them saying they want to hear One West now. They want to, it's a time in their life where they want to find out who they are. And it's about time, man. The police been killing us enough, man. Been killing us enough. This place been oppressing us and showing us they're behind, man. For decades, man. They do blatantly racist things right in front of our face on national news. And all they got to do is say, well, if I offended anyone, I apologize. That's bull. That's bull. They spit in our face, man. They spit in our face. The fact that our oppressor made Kyrie Irving, suspended him for 5 games, charged him what? I think $500,000 or something like that. Charged him a bunch of money. A grown man can't say, I watched this movie. A grown man can't say, I watched the movie that I want to watch. Or he get punished by his people, man, his employers. The people that pay him his check, they punish him like he's a child. We still in slavery, man. We still in slavery. So once again, reading Matthew 5:17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. None of the prophecies of the Bible. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. What does that mean? What does that mean? Another thing that Christians lie. And listen, white people started the Christian church. White people, how can the devil teach you about God? Any damn way. We ain't learned about Christianity until we was beating our backs during slavery, man. Forcing us to pray to this white God, this white Jesus, and learn this doctrine, man. It was forced on us. How could the devil, how could the enemy of God teach you to love him? You understand? Jesus Christ ain't do away with none of the prophecies, man. None of the laws of the Bible. You understand? He said, I am not come to destroy these things, but to fulfill. Christians got that wrong too. Is that they so ignorant. It's damn near make you angry. They so ignorant in the Christian church. They think when Jesus Christ said, I come to fulfill, somehow that means when he died, the law is finished. He fulfilled it, whatever that means to them. He fulfilled the law by dying. I don't know how you do that. I mean, it is Bible prophecy. He will be bruised for our sins, but it ain't never say the law went away because of that. And when it said he came to fulfill, that's exactly what it means. He came to fulfill those prophecies about him in Isaiah, the prophecies that King David made about him, the prophecies that Moses made, man, prophecies from Genesis all the way through the Old Testament, man. There was prophecies about Jesus Christ, our black king. He came to fulfill those things, meaning he came to do them. He came to do exactly what the prophets wrote he would do. You understand? That's what fulfill means. So he came to obey the law. First of all, Jesus Christ ain't never eat no damn pork. He ain't never eat no shrimp, no crab, no lobster. You understand? He ain't never do no drugs. He ain't never commit adultery. You understand? He came to bring mercy to our people, man, and grace to our people. You understand? So now what does grace mean? So that's what grace is not. Grace doesn't mean the laws are done away with. Jesus came to do away with everything that the Most High did in the Old Testament. Those are Christian lies. We are still bound by those laws. That's why police murder us, because we believe the church and we sin against God every day, and he takes his protection from us, and the police are able to murder us and get away with it. White citizens are able to punch our women in the face and do 4 days in jail. White citizens are allowed to shoot us over a parking spot. You understand? White people are able to shoot our babies like Trayvon Martin and get away with it and get praise. And get praise. You understand? That's because we sin against our God every day, and the blame goes to the Christian church and our black Christian and political leaders. It's their fault. It's their fault. So what is grace? Everybody knows you take a loan out, right, from the bank. They give you a grace period when you got to pay it back. A grace period is whatever, 6 months, a year, whatever it is. Whatever the grace period is, whatever the agreement is, during that time, you don't have to pay back this money. But grace has an end. Grace always comes to an end. The grace period is over. Now the bank is looking for their money. It's no different with the Most High God. It's no different. The grace that Jesus Christ gave us, it will end. It will end when he returns. And when he returns, you better find yourself on the right side of the track. You better find yourself with God's money in hand, which is your spirit, your loyalty, and your love, because you're going to have to pay that back to the Most High. And if you ain't got it, it's a bad day. The scriptures say 2/3 of us shall die. 2/3 of us going to be cut off and die. Now, that ain't nothing the Israelite School of UPK look forward to. We pray every day that the Lord have mercy on that 2/3. But it is written in the Bible. But we understand that our God's mercy is great. And he have changed the things he said to have mercy on Israel. He's done that. He done that in with Jonah, man. He did that with Jonah. He was going to destroy Israel. You understand? But because they repented and prayed and repented and prayed, the Lord pulled his sword back, and he did not kill the people of Nineveh. And Jonah got upset. Jonah got upset because he done went through all this stuff, And he told the Lord, Lord, I knew you wasn't going to do it. I knew you was merciful. And the Lord had to check Jonah because he was mad because he didn't kill the people of Nineveh, the Israelites in Nineveh. You understand? But the Lord's mercy is that great where we can pray for him to have mercy on the 2/3, man. If the Lord let him make it, we're going to get him right on the other side anyway. We're going to get him right. Ain't going to have no choice but to do what we say in that day when we standing in the kingdom under our king. You understand? So grace is that. Exactly that. It's a time period where you get yourself together and prepare to pay what you owe. That's what grace is. You understand? Now I'm gonna read this. What did when our king died and shed his blood to give us grace? What did that do for the nation of Israel? What did that do? We know it didn't do away with the law because Christ just said he ain't come to do away with the law or the prophets, none of the prophecies. But what did it do? Galatians 3rd chapter and the 13th verse. I'll read it. Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law. I'll read it again. Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law. What is the curse of the law? And what does that mean? That he redeemed us from the curse of the law. The curse, what is a curse? First of all, you understand? Christian will tell you a curse is damn. When you say damn or ass, you understand? A curse, according to the Bible, is a punishment. That's why God told Moses to tell the Israelites in Deuteronomy 28th chapter in the 15th verse that if we did not listen to God and obey all of his commandments and his statutes that he commanded us that day, that all of these curses will come upon us and overtake us. Those curses are the punishments from God. And when you read down after Deuteronomy 28:15, it goes into many, many punishments and curses that we would live through. And one of them was exactly how we living in 2022, under the foot of our oppressor. God warned us a long time ago, and we still went and disobeyed him. And he just stopped protecting us. That's all. That's all God got to do. Stop protecting us, and then it's open season on us from all of our enemies, man. From all of our enemies. But Christ, when he died, our black king, Yahushua, he have redeemed us from the curse of the law. Meaning what? When you find out that you an Israelite and that our king is a black man to be followed and God is a God to be obeyed in all his laws, statutes, and commandments. Once you find that out, all of your past laws, meaning coming to the truth. Once you come into the truth, you come into the ISUPK and start learning these things, you working on becoming brand new, a new man. That's what born again means. You was this filthy whore, this filthy drug dealer, this filthy smoker and drug addict. You was this filthy, had this filthy life, had a filthy lifestyle, a nothing, a nobody in the world, gang banging and hurting your own people and doing a bunch of mess, selling drugs to your own people. But once you come into the ISUPK, find out, man, I'm an Israelite. You understand? Oh, I'm supposed to be following these laws, man. These Bible, these laws in the Bible, they for me and my people. I'm from the tribe of Judah. What? I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. I'm from the tribe of Levi. Oh, man, we got a whole lifestyle we supposed to be living. And we got to stop living like this, like living like Americans. We got to stop following these American holidays and living in American culture and looking at pork like it's the other white meat just because they say so. And loving them while hating our own, man. We got to stop doing these things. Once you find that out, you know, all your sins in the past, your transgressions of God's law you did before that point, the Lord redeemed you from that. Christ redeemed you from that. He delivered you from that. Now, God don't even see that no more. He don't see your past sins and all the things you did. You committed adultery in your life. Now you come into the school and you learn who you are and you change your life. Now you're born again. Now that guy who committed adultery all his damn life, he's dead. He's dead. Now you're a new creature in Christ and you ain't got to worry about those sins no more. They're gone. You got to reset. You brand new now. Sisters too. You've been hoeing out of both draw legs all your life. You've been lesbian, getting high, selling dope, being evil toward black and Hispanic men. You understand? Being evil towards your children, mistreating your parents, and just an awful broad, big mouth and all that. Now you in the ISUPK, you're going to learn how to be silent. The Bible going to teach you that. Spirit of the Lord going to teach you that. And then you might get one of these warriors to marry. You understand? Have a family and all of that. And you change your life. And now you ain't that nasty whore no more. You understand? All them sins for you, what you used to do, you ain't even got to worry about it no more. Brothers and sisters got bodies. Been in the world trying to survive in this jungle and ignorantly had to murder some people, man. But now you in the truth serving Christ. You obeying these laws. You done repented. You ain't do none of them murders no more. You ain't do them murders. That was that old nigga you was who's dead now to Christ and the Most High. Now you got a brand new start. You got a reset. And that's what Jesus Christ dying and shedding his blood as an innocent man, that's what it did. It redeemed us from the curse or punishment of the law. That's what it did. It ain't doing now. You can't be no homo now. That ain't what that means. That's what the church will tell you, though. You can't be no homo now because he died. and the old law say don't be a homo. You still ain't supposed to be no homo. You can't go eating crab legs and ham sandwiches now because he died. And the old law say don't eat no pork, but we can now. That's a lie. That ain't in the Bible. It's not in the Bible. He gave us grace from what you did in the past. You understand? And now, in everybody in the world, every Israelite is covered by that grace. They got a little time to get right. Now they still dying because they sinning and doing and breaking God's law ignorantly because of the Christian church. And if they get punished by the Lord, that's just. You understand? But they do got time. They got time to get right. But once our King come back, grace is over. Grace is over, man. If you ain't got it by then, now it's just up to the Most High whether he want to have mercy and bring you on them chariots while this place burn, or do he want to leave you here while this place burn? You understand? Then when the smoke clear, we coming back down here. We going to be caught up in the air in those chariots while this place is going kaboom. While this place is going kablooey with nuclear radiation and bombs and all type of secret weapons. We going to be in the air with Christ. While they fighting each other and blowing up each other, and Christ and the angels is blowing them up too. And then when the smoke clear, we coming down here for the takeover, man. Every one of them that survive, we going to go find them. They're going to be hiding all over the place. Deep under the water. Deep under the water, in bunkers. You know they got bunkers all over this earth, everywhere. We knocking down the doors to them bunkers, man. We knocking down them doors and we capturing them. You understand? You understand? So that's what the Lord did. He redeemed us from the curse of the law. Reading on. Being made a curse for us. He was the punishment for us, man. We were supposed to be punished. We the ones out there committing adultery, hoeing, getting high, selling dope, robbing brothers and sisters, man, putting guns in their face, man, doing all type of mess, abusing our brothers, abusing our sisters, man. We the ones did all that. Celebrating, worshiping Satan, celebrating these holidays in America, man. We the ones did that, not him. You understand? But he was made the curse. He was made the curse, man. He was made the curse for us. Reading on, being made a curse for us, for it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree, man. If I'm not mistaken, that prophecy was in Jeremiah. He made that prophecy, man. Cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree, meaning wood. They hung our brother, our king, on a tree, man, on wood, on that cross, and murdered him. And murdered him. Now I'm going to Romans 6:1. Romans 6:1 says, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin? Once again, we read up top what sin is. Sin is transgressing God's law. Now, if there is sin, then God's law is still good. And Christ just said he ain't never do away with it. So the Christian church is a damn loony bin, is a psycho ward to even teach that Jesus did away with the laws. When he said out his own mouth, don't think that he did away with the laws. It's retarded. You understand? And here he's saying what? What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Meaning, should we continue like the church does to break God's law just because Jesus Christ gave us grace? He redeemed us from the curse of the law. That's what the grace is. But the church is lying to the millions, man. They lying to the masses saying we should continue in sin. I done heard Christians say you have to sin so that Jesus' grace can cover you. So you gotta go eat pork and commit adultery and sin against God. So, or grace don't even cover you if you ain't sinning. That's what they think. That's a psychological defect, man. A whole religion with psychological defects. You understand? The question is asked by the prophets, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Are we still supposed to sin and keep sinning because we under grace? Let's see. Second verse. God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin? Because once again, he redeemed us from the curse of the law. We are dead to sin. When you come into the school, you come into the truth and change your life and learn the Hebrew and learn how to follow them laws and stop celebrating American holidays and American customs. You become a new man in a new system, man. In Christ, in the Most High in Christ. Now your old sins, what you did before that, they don't even exist no more. You're dead to those sins. You're dead to those sins. And so now Paul is saying, shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Should we keep sinning just because our King gave us grace? That's simple, man. He gave us grace so that now the things we've done already can be forgotten and God don't got to punish us for that. He redeemed us from that curse. Now we obey those laws and not live in sin no more. Now we don't eat pork and shrimp and crab. We don't celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter, those pagan satanic holidays, New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving, and if I ain't say that already, President's Day, and all these things, 4th of July, all these things that the enemies of God celebrate because this is their empire, and they celebrate the things that Satan gave them to make their empire great. But we got no part in those celebrations with him. You understand? We got no part in that. We don't live in that sin any longer, man. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? And I like to always give this metaphor. It's like if you got a nice car, right? But you don't really care about the law. You got your license, you got your car, you speeding and this and running lights and thinking you can get away with it, right? And you start getting tickets. They catch you on the red light camera and, you know what I'm saying? And the police pulling you over, giving you a ticket and warning, you got to stop this. So you accumulate so many tickets, right? They look at your bill and they put out a warrant for your arrest. And now the authorities, they come take you, take your car, take your license. Now you in jail. They got your car. You owe $1 gazillion from all these backed up tickets. Now your license is going to get suspended. You're going to have to do some time because you ain't got the money. You understand? And during your trial, a man stands up and say, Your Honor, please, Your Honor, if I may speak, I'm going to pay off all of this man's tickets. I'm going to pay his tickets. I'm going to pay the money to restore his license. I'm going to pay the money to get his car back. And whatever time he got, I'm going to do that time for him. Now the judge say, all right, and this guy, he pays off all your tickets. He gets you your car back. He gets your license right. You don't even have to go to jail no more. You're a free man. You can walk out of there with your car keys, your license, all of that. He going to do that time you got. Now, when you leave out of that courtroom and you get in your car and you think about what this man just did for you, that he's in jail right now, innocent. But he's in jail because of you and your errors and you breaking the law. When you pull off in that car, what are you going to do? What are you not going to do? What are you going to do? Number one, you're going to put that seatbelt on. You're going to appreciate him and thank God for him. And you're going to stop at every stop sign. You're going to stop at every red light. You're going to signal before you turn. You're going to be the most law-abiding citizen to ever live because of the bullet that this man just took for you. That's what Christ did for us. That's what Christ did for us. That's what grace is, man. He allowed us now to live a right life in the eyes of God, because before the truth, before we came into the ISUPK, we was living like white people, man. We was living like reckless heathens and slaves, man. That's what we were living like. We were terrible. You understand? So now I'm going to go to Hebrews 10 and 26. So that's what grace does. Grace don't do away with the law. Grace just allows us to follow and obey God's law, man, and win God's love back. Because God said he was a husband to us, man, and we were supposed to be his perfect wife, but we disobeyed his laws and disobeyed him and worshiped everything but him. That's what black people do in 2021. Most of us all up in the Christian church worshiping a white God. That's committing adultery against the God of Israel. We up in Islam worshiping Arab gods. That's adultery toward the Most High. He said he was a husband unto us, but we went a whoring after other gods, man. We following Chinese gods, river gods, lettuce gods, Latin gods. We following all type of gods, man. Everything but the Most High. We try everything. Now, let's try the truth now. Now let's try the God of Israel. That God that nobody wants to follow. You understand? They call us a cult. Yeah, we'll be a cult. You look up the definition of cult. Cult is just somebody serious about their God. You understand? And listen, if our cult gonna keep your sons and daughters out of jail and keep your daughters from being raped and being prostitutes, well, hell, you better get down with this cult. I think if you ask your son who doing that 15-year bid, if you ask him, do you think it would have been better to join that cult? I think he would say, yeah. I wish I would have joined that cult after all, because anything is better than being in here 15 years. That sister, she's screaming out from her grave. You understand? Because she wanted to trick and be a whore and ain't believe the brothers when they was downtown speaking on the streets saying Jesus is a black man. The black man is the real Jew. She didn't want to hear that. Them niggas crazy. Y'all need to shut up. Y'all dirty. Y'all this, y'all that. Then she go to some drunk party and get all raped and dead now. Dead. I bet she wished she would have joined our cult rather than be dead in the ground. You understand? Reading on, Hebrews 10:26. Hebrews, the 10th chapter and the 26th verse. For if we sin willfully, sin again, once again, what is sin? Transgressing God's law, breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, man, of the Bible. That's what sin is. So if we sin willfully, if we break those laws willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth. You hear this ISUPK, you watch our videos, you hear what we saying, you reading along, you see what we saying is in the Bible, is in there. If after that you continue to try to stick with your old life, you playing with your life then. Scriptures say, be careful what you learn. I'm paraphrasing, because whatever measure that you learn, that's the measure you're going to be judged by. You understand? Be careful what you learn. Once you learn this truth and you know and you see it and you see you ain't supposed to do it and you say, oh man, I ain't listening to that. Now you're in danger. Because if you sin willfully after we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. Jesus Christ's grace, that was our sacrifice. That was the sacrifice for the sins we did in the past. Now, if you learn that and you see that and you still want to go out and get high, commit adultery, celebrate the white man's holidays and sin against our God, the God of Israel, if you still want to do these things, it says, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, meaning ain't no grace going to save you now. You done violated the grace. There's no more sacrifice for sins. 27th verse. But a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation. That's what you got to look for. That's what remains. Sacrifice or grace don't remain no more for you when you sin willfully after you done learn the truth. What does remain is a certain fearful looking for of judgment. Now you scared to death and you looking around because the Lord then told Satan he can have you. The Lord then took his protection from you, which are his mighty angels under Christ. And now Satan knows open season on you. Now it's a fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. Now you done become an adversary to the Most High God. You done become an adversary, an enemy. You understand? 28th verse. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. So the laws of Moses, the laws of the Old Testament, if somebody said you do something and you said, no, I did not do it, and it's your word against his, you can't be charged in that instance. You can't be charged. He said you did it. You said you didn't do it. No other witnesses, you can't be charged. But if there's a second witness or a third witness and 2 or 3 of them say you did it, now, you are guilty. You're going to be found guilty. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. There's a story called The History of Susanna. She was a sister that was married, and these 2 evil Israelites that was living in Babylon and learned heathen Babylonian nasty ways and would make women commit adultery, they was now plotting on this sister, man, when her man wasn't around, when nobody wasn't around. And when they tried to get her, they got her by herself. She said she starts screaming. Because the laws say if a man, somebody trying to take advantage of you, scream. That's your defense. That's your witness before everybody, that scream. Because if you come back and say, I got raped, well, did you scream? No, it's kind of hard to believe, according to the law. So she screamed, and these evil bastards start screaming with her. Ah! And when the people came, they both said that she was trying to sleep with them and commit adultery. They blamed her. Now, it was 2 of them against just her. She ain't had no witnesses. She was actually found guilty, even though she was innocent. Even though she was innocent, she was found guilty under 2 witnesses. But the Most High is the Most High, man. You understand? In that moment, he raised up the prophet Daniel, and he put the spirit on the prophet Daniel to say, wait a minute, you people of Israel, these 2 men are lying. Let's separate them and let's interrogate them by themselves and question their story. And that's where our oppressor gets his interrogation methods from. They sit you in a room and tell you and question you to see if your story match up with your buddy's story in the other room. You understand? So this is what Daniel got the leaders and elders of Israel to do. They separated these 2 guys, and they both lied and told different stories. And everybody gave praises to the Most High that this innocent woman was found to be innocent, and these 2 evil bastards, they will put to death the death that they was trying to give to her. You understand? So he that despised Moses' law or broke Moses' law, which is the Most High's law, died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Scriptures say, of how much more sorer punishment. Sorer is a worse punishment, a more painful punishment, a more horrible punishment. Of how much sorer punishment, suppose ye, shall he be thought worthy, who have trodden underfoot the Son of God. The Son of God. So you take Jesus Christ's grace and you learn the truth, man, and you still go back and be the same filthy bastard you were, the same evil person that you were, the Lord is saying your punishment is going to be worse than those people who died under 2 and 3 witnesses. It's going to be worse. You understand? Because why? You've trodden underfoot the Son of God, our black King Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai. That's what you've done. If you learn the truth and find the truth, and then you still go be a filthy sinner and love Christmas and Thanksgiving and birthdays and Easter and the Independence Day and all these things. You tried underfoot the grace of Christ, man, the Son of God, because he died so that the Lord can forgive you for doing it all your life. And now you got a new start and you messed that up. Come on, man. It say, and have counted the blood of the covenant, that blood that our king shed when he was murdered, an innocent man. It said, and have counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified, an unholy thing. That's what you do. That's what you do. You tell the Most High that you look at the death and the blood that his son shed as unholy, man. That's what you telling the Most High, the Father. You telling him, nah, the blood that Christ shed is unholy, man. I'm going to still go do what I do. That's what you do. You what it say? And have counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing, and have done despite unto the spirit of grace. Unto the spirit of grace. Because grace is open to you, but you spit on grace. You step on grace. You say to hell with grace. I'm getting me a Christmas present. To hell with grace. I'm going over Big Mama house and eating some of that stuffing and turkey on Thanksgiving and holding hands. That's family. That's family, man. That's how you want to live. That's fine. But that's what grace is. Grace don't mean you can sin and it's okay to break the laws now. The laws are done away with. Grace means we in a time, we in a small window, and there's only a tiny bit left. We in the end, man. We in the end. There's a tiny window left for our people to get right. Excuse me. For our people to change their lives, man, and come into the ISUPK and follow our king, man. You understand? We got a little bit of time left. We in the last days. I hope you know it. We in the last days. So I got one question that a brother has sent in that I got to get to. And I know there's a few more questions that I'll get to eventually. You know, I'll get to them. So this one says can I get a breakdown of the wisdom of Solomon? 5 verses 1 through 5. And his question was, would this be a precept for critical race theory? So most of you already know what critical race theory is. Critical race theory is something that a lot of teachers and scholars wanted to bring into the education system. And what it is going deep into the history of America and all of America's atrocities against blacks, Hispanics, all of its atrocities, all the secrets they want to uncover about all the black cities that they flooded and murdered everybody. And those cities are sitting under lakes, even to this day, are sitting under lakes. All the history of how they took our black babies and fed them to alligator. They were alligator bait so they could catch alligators. All the history of not only Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, but all of the Black Wall Streets that existed in America, all throughout America. That was the Tulsa, Oklahoma was just one Black Wall Street. You know, we about to visit one when we go to the Passover in Raleigh, Carolina, man. They had one there. Listen, they had bus companies all through the Carolinas, and they had a black bus company, a 500 black bus company during that time, man. You understand? And black people actually was jealous of the white bus system and told the bus company, listen, we want to ride on the white buses. And the owners of the black bus company said, well, you know, nothing we could do about that. You know, these are our buses. You understand? And we actually fought to ride the white buses, man. Just like we fought to go to white restaurants and sit on white toilets and drink out of white fountains. Our stuff wasn't good enough. no more. Because we wanted to go live like white people because they look so clean and so wonderful. Because their books were better than ours. Their chairs and tables were better than ours. That might be so. They might have had a lot of pretty things, a lot prettier than our beat down books and chairs and pages missing. But we were a tighter family. We were a tighter family at that time, man. We were better off as a family. We knew who the enemy was. You understand? So so that's what critical race theory is. And again, the government fought against that. I know a lot of Republicans, they don't want to hear. They said it ain't right to teach our white children, how bad America is. It ain't right to teach our white children to hate themselves and be angry at being white for what we've done. So they banned all that in the schools, and it's hard to really get that out into the schools. That's what critical race theory is. America being shown a mirror of her evils and atrocities that she's done in the past, but the government shut it down, so we don't know. You ain't going to teach our people that. You ain't going to make our people hate themselves. To hell with critical race theory. So that's what that is. So Wisdom of Solomon, 5th chapter and the 1st verse reads, it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. You understand? That's future prophecy. That's talking about right now, and more in the future. You understand? Because the soldiers of the ISUPK, that's what we do. We go on them streets and we risk our lives. People want to murder us. People want to kill us. The oppressor wants to kill us. A lot of our own people want to kill us because we showed that Islam is a lie. So our brothers and sisters that are Muslims, they hate us and want to kill us. We showed that the Christian church is a whorehouse of homosexuality and child molestation. So our brothers and sisters that are Christian, they want to murder us. Everybody wants to get rid of us, but what do? We are, because we are righteous men and we obey God rather than men, we stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted us. We fulfilling this prophecy right now. That's what Wisdom of Solomon 1st chapter is talking about. And made no account of his labors. We know we could get killed out there. You understand? But we have faith in the Most High. We go out there and listen. If we live, it's just a miracle from the Most High protecting us. He encamped angels around us, the Bible say. Angels stand around us, unseen to the average eye, protecting us. And if by chance we had to lose our life out there serving the Most High in Christ, then that's a beautiful thing too. Whether we live or die, we die for Christ. We live for Christ. You understand? So it said, and made no account of our labors, because we don't. We just don't give a damn. The Father we fear. That's it. 2nd verse. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. And when then they see us on these streets, they are troubled. Listen, that's what our oppressor coming at Kyrie Irving, coming at Kanye West, coming at what's his name? Sean, the football player, I forget his name. Deshaun Jackson, Nick Cannon. You understand? Shutting down TikTok whenever you put something about the truth. The brother posted about a movie from the Amazon site, Negro to Hebrews, or Hebrews to Negroes. And he got punished like a child. Punished like a child. Meanwhile, the oppressor who's selling the book on his site to this day, the owner of Amazon selling the book to this day gets no smoke. He gets no smoke. You understand? Getting back to the scripture, it said, when they see it, they shall be troubled with fear. And that's why he's trying to silence everybody. Anti-Semitism. Shut it down. No, you can't say that. No, we're going to fight against anti-Semitism. Because you can't say the black people are the real Jews. That's anti-Semitic to them. And that's what they pushing to shut you up. Now, they not proving us wrong. They not showing and having a debate on how that's incorrect, how they are the real Jews. They're not going into none of that because they can never do that. They can never prove us wrong or prove that they are actually Jews. They're Jewish. You understand? So they silence everybody. They cut you off. They take away your voice. You understand? They take away your voice because they are in great fear of the truth coming out and their power and their kingdom getting dismantled. You understand? It said, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. The strangeness of our salvation is talking about when our king finally comes back, man. 200 million black angels with him. And listen, they come in with the chariots of God, aka UFOs. UFOs. That's why I said in Revelation, the first chapter, every eye gonna see Christ when he returns. Because he ain't coming alone. He coming with 200 million angels driving UFOs, driving spaceships, yes. And they're gonna surround the earth. How is somebody gonna see him when he come? If he come over Pennsylvania, how are they gonna see him on the other side of the earth? Because of the angels that's gonna be with him surrounding this earth. That's how every eye is gonna see him. You understand? And they're gonna trip out. They're gonna be amazed, second verse, at the strangeness of his salvation. His talking about Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. So far beyond all that they look for. They wasn't expecting this. Even though we say it on the streets, this oppressor is very arrogant. He think he's ready for any space invasion, anything coming out of the sky. He's been working on weapons since before any of us were born. They've been having weapons in outer space. ISUPK used to bring this out when I first came into the truth. They just show videos, classified videos of their weapons in space. And some UFO move at the speed of light, and they shooting at it, and it's just moving out the way. You understand? Commander Julian Hunter used to have these tapes when he used to work with head priest Yeshaya back in the day. You understand? And they would shoot these lasers, these weapons at this object, and it would just move over. Then it take off, gone. They don't know what the hell it was. You understand? It says, so far beyond what they looked for. Third verse. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves. In that day when they see us go up into spaceships while America's being destroyed and burned, you understand? It said they repenting, meaning they're going to be sorry in that day, and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. Like they're going to remember all the things that they have done to us. And they're going to see God returning and taking us out of this place while burning them the hell up. And they're going to regret it in that day. They're going to regret it in that day. You understand? Fourth verse. We fools, this is what they're going to say. We fools accounted his life madness. That's what they're going to say in their spirit about us when they see us go up in them chariots and be changed and become mighty warriors of God and get full power under Christ. They're going to say we were fools and we thought he was crazy. We thought them guys was crazy on the streets hollering, and their own people don't believe them, man. We just laughed at them and left them alone. We thought their life was crazy, man. We thought they were madmen. Reading on. And his end to be without honor. They thought we just die off one day. Just die off one day like black people do. We join something and we serious about it for a minute, then we move on to some other religion. That's what they thought this was. But this is something totally different, man. And we ain't going to be silenced. And the Spirit of the Lord is moving our words and our prophecies coming from his word, moving it into all genres, man. All forms of entertainment and sports figures. You know how many rappers know they Israelites now? You know how many rappers know they Israelites? And yeah, there's other little Christian Israelite groups, but they ain't making no noise compared to us. They ain't making no noise. You understand? 1,000 of them ain't worth one of our soldiers. And everybody know that. And the ones that don't know it yet, they will know it soon. Because in the end, how do you decide a winner? You got to fight. In the end, there has to be a war. There has to be a fight. And the Lord is going to be with the winner. You understand? That's just life. That's life. We're going to see who's the one standing in the end. You understand? Reading on. We fools accounted his life madness and his end without honor. And in that day, they're going to see all the honor we're going to get, brother. We're going to get all the honor for standing stiffly and boldly in this world, man, against everybody who wants to kill us. Once again, 5th verse. How is he numbered among the children of God? And his lot is among the saints. Like, it's hard to really understand how these heroin addicts and crack addicts and, oh, man, we've been the worst drug addicts, man, out here on these streets. Ain't no accident. Our oppressor fed us those drugs. Our oppressor is the reason why we homeless in the streets, man. And the little peon oppressors under the top ones, they think we ain't going to never get ourselves together. They think we ain't going to never amount to nothing. But in this day, they're going to see it. In this day, they're going to see it. And they're going to say, how is he numbered among the children of Israel, the children of God? And they're going to say, how is his lot amongst the saints? That's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to say. You understand? Now, the question the brother had was, is this critical race theory? Because they're going to realize what they did to us and how they're going to have to pay. But this isn't critical race theory. You understand? This is more them, once again, realizing who we really are and the power that we actually have. And this is them realizing that they'll actually have to be held accountable for what they've done to us. They'll have to see and live with who our Father is and who we really was and who they've had in captivity all of this time. You understand? Song of Wisdom of Solomon 5, more goes along with this. Them having to pay for what the hell they've done to us and them realizing it. Them realizing it before they actually pay. In the middle of them dying and even the ones just escaping in the holes of the rock. You understand? And in the deep caverns that they bunkers and all that, they all going to realize that what we've done to these people is about to come bite us in the ass. That's what they all going to figure out in that day. And this is a precept for that. Psalms 149 and 1. It says, I'm going to read the whole chapter is a beautiful chapter. You can pick out any verses once you read it, but this whole chapter is beautiful. King David said this prayer. He said, praise ye the Lord. Sing unto the Lord a new song. What's the new song? Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah. We are in the kingdom now. This is post-apocalypse, post-second coming. You understand? And right now we sing a song, Wake Up Israel. Jesus Christ is a black man. We the real Jews, the people that stole our identity. That's the song we sing now. Since 1969. In that day, we're going to sing a new song where we ain't going to have to teach everybody who they are. Everybody going to know. In that day, we're going to be singing a new song. Reading on. And his praise in the congregation of saints. Second verse. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. The children of Zion is talking about the children of Israel. For some of you that's new, you understand, our king is a black man called Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew. He's returned. He's delivered us. Now we in our kingdom in full power and glory. Now we the bosses of the earth. We the new world order now. You understand? Be joyful in our king. Third verse. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. So now we partying, we enjoying ourselves. We praising the Most High for sending our king to deliver us now. It's like a party going on. This is the real Independence Day. You celebrating July 4th with the enemy of God while you a slave, just shut your mouth put the grill away. You understand? Let leave the party hats and the blow party blowers alone, and wait till we get our real Independence Day, man. It's coming. You understand? It said, let them sing praise unto him with timbrel and harp. It's a full party going to happen when we get out of here. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. We are the meek, man. We are the meek. We got to serve a man knowing that this man is a caveman, knowing that God hates this man. And just like Ezra wanted to know, Lord, when we getting out of here? We know we the chosen. You done said those people you can't stand. Why are they still in charge, Lord? And we say the same thing, but we understand. We understand what Ezra didn't understand. Prophecies had to be fulfilled. Things had to happen. You understand? Things had to happen. The Lord said in Romans, he had to raise up this evil empire just like he raised up ancient Egypt, just to bring them down in the end. So we understand. We want to be out of here like yesterday, but we understand. And we got patience and we got faith. You understand? It said, the Lord taketh pleasure in his people and will beautify the meek with salvation. It said, let the saints, which you are, Israel, tell you that in the book of Psalms. The saints are the ones under the law of God, which is only the Israelites. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud in their beds. You don't know how happy we're going to be free from America, man. Singing in our beds, man. Just imagine that. Just wake up in the morning and we finally free. None of us know what freedom is yet. We were born into captivity and we still in captivity. But in this day, when we out of America, when we in our kingdom, sitting in our beds, waking up in the morning, we going to remember that, man, we are actually free. We free from our oppressors, man. We going to sing in our beds. We're going to sing aloud in our beds. 6th verse. Let the high praises of the Most High be in our mouth. And that's where it's going to be. We're going to praise the Most High and thank him for delivering us and thank our King. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. So while we praising the Most High, happy to be free, we still going to have a two-edged sword in our hand. Why? Why are we going to need the sword and have the sword? 7th verse. To execute vengeance upon the heathen. Heathen is a Gentile, non-Israelite, a non-Israelite. Of course, we go into that later if I got time. There are 2 types of heathens, 2 types of Gentiles. Right now, we're talking about the born heathen, the born Gentile, the non-Israelites. It said to execute vengeance with that two-edged sword. It's two-edged sword. Upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, man. What people? The heathen. The heathen. 8th verse. To bind their kings with chains. They are getting arrested. Just like they bound us with chains. We're going to bind their kings, their top people, man. Their top government officials that survive what Christ and the angels are bringing to this earth. The ones that survive, of course, they're going to be rich because that's all they care about. They done paid for their seat in these bunkers. But when we get them out of these bunkers, we are putting them in chains. They are being arrested with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. All of them, clank, 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 clank. They're getting arrested. 9th verse. To execute upon them the judgment written. The judgment written. One of them judgments is written in Revelation 18:4, where they tell you, reward her double for what she rewarded you, man. The things they did to us, they're going to get paid back twice as harsh. You understand? To execute upon them the judgment written in the Bible. That's where it's written at. This honor, now listen close. This is a prayer. This is in the Bible. King David praying this, and the Lord said King David was a man after his own heart. The 9th verse, it says, this honor, meaning all this I just read, getting the kingdom, singing aloud in our beds, praising the Most High, you understand? Having that sword in our hand, executing vengeance upon the heathen, putting them in chains and in fetters of iron, man, binding them with fetters of iron. The King David is saying in the spirit of the Most High, this is an honor. This is an honor. Now, this ain't Christian, what I'm reading. This ain't Christian, but it's in the book. It's in the book, and God called King David a man after my own heart. King David said, this is an honor to do these things, to arrest these people, to put them in chains, our oppressor, man, these heathens. This honor have all his saints. All his saints. It's going to be an honor given to us, man, for what we've done. Y'all think we doing all this sacrificing on these streets, risking our lives, teaching this word? You understand? Giving up all the fun of serving Satan, all the fun of serving America, getting high and pissy drunk, having any woman and throwing them away. That's a fun time. You understand? To the flesh. But we give all that up for our king, man. He deserves it. He deserves it. We give all that up for our king. And it's an honor. All these things that we're going to get when we get in our kingdom, it's going to be an honor to get those things. This honor have all his saints. And David said, finished by saying, praise ye the Lord. Praise Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh, man. That's a wonderful day. That's a wonderful day. Now, getting back to critical race theory, right? Now, that's what that is. Those are precepts about him being held accountable and him realizing what he's done to God's children and how we have always been God's children. And in that day, they're going to see a transference of power. A transference of power, and they're going to realize, oh my God, what have we done? Oh my God, what is about to happen to us? That's what they're going to realize in that day. These are precepts for that. Now, critical race theory, you understand? Critical race theory, I would go to 2 Thessalonians. Critical race theory is more on the lines of the man of sin, you know what I'm saying, or the devil being revealed and who the devil is. Like Christ said, ye are of your father the devil. He was a murderer from the beginning. He said that in John 8th chapter. He was a murderer from the beginning and a liar. And when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. Figuring who that is, figuring out that that's our oppressor today, that's critical race. You know, that's part of critical race theory. You know what I'm saying? The world finding out who the devil is. You understand? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You understand who the wicked is and why he's the wicked and all the proof that you need for that. That's critical race theory. That's along those lines. Waking up the world to who the enemy is. And what these people that some call the untouchables are doing to Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, what they've been doing to us forever. You understand? Nick Cannon, their silence campaign. You understand what they're doing? That is fear of critical race theory. They don't want the truth coming out. That's critical race theory. You know, that's what it's supposed to be based in. The truth and the sins of them and America and all the other people that harm us. So 2 Thessalonians 2, 2nd chapter and the 3rd verse. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come. What day is it talking about? If you read up a verse, it's talking about the day of Christ being at hand. The day of Christ being at hand. Our second coming of our black king, what we just talked about. All the Bible talks about. Him coming back for the nation of Israel. You understand? It said, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. A falling away meaning a separation. Like our minds and our spirits got to be separated from the love that we've been taught to have for this place and these people. We've been taught to love everything that's white, man. Everything that's Caucasian. Everything that our oppressor does and says, we fall in love with it. Because he got all the money, he pay us, he smile, he looks so clean, he keep us in the mud. So it's like anything is better than the mud. And we fresh out of slavery. So we think, he give us a little nickel, and we love him to death, man. We love him to death, let alone if he give us a whole dollar. We love him to death like Oprah. You know what I'm saying? We love him to death. And so now this falling away is our minds being separated from the love that we have for him, man. Us waking up to who this man really is and what he's really, really doing to us. Critical race theory. You understand? Critical race theory. It says there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed. That man of sin being revealed. And that's kind of what's going on now. Blacks and Hispanics is like, why are these people so harsh with Kyrie? Why can't you say the black people are the real Jews? I thought we had freedom of religion in America. I thought there was freedom of speech in America, meaning they are setting up an anti-Semitic campaign to take away your freedom of religion and your freedom of speech right here in America, and the Americans are letting it happen. America's letting it happen, man. You understand? The man of sin is being revealed, which is making black people in the world like, but damn, all he did was watch a movie. What's the big, why he got to pay all that money? Why he got to give it to Rabbi? Why he got to give the money to Jewish people? What the hell they need the money for? What did he do to them? He watched a movie. You understand? He posted a movie he watched. You understand? It's ridiculous, man. The man of sin is being revealed because he's so scared and so aggressive, and God is using his aggressive tactics against them, man. The Most High God of Israel is using it against them. People are waking up, man. They coming to the truth, man. Shout out to Captain Tazaryak, too. Shout out to Commander General Yohana, General Mahim, and all the generals, man. All the captains in the ISUPK, all your hard work, all you officers, man, and all you sisters that support us, man. All you sisters that got our back and had our back since day one, man. We never forget about you. You understand? If it wasn't for you, this work would be a hell of a lot harder. You understand? And because of the work that we all do, and because of the family that we are, people seeing it. They seeing how tight-knit we are. And they seeing that they ain't got that nowhere else. They ain't got that nowhere else, man. This is the home of the truth, man. This is where brotherhood lives. And black people, black men and women, Hispanic men and women, North American men and women, whether they say it or not, we all long for a family. We all long for this brotherhood and sisterhood. We've been searching for it all our life, man. I thought I found it when I went to college, man. I was on the football team. We ran 2 floors of the building, man. I thought this was it in the world until they showed me that we ain't no real brothers, man. We ain't no real brothers. Violated me, man. And you know what I'm saying? And of course, in the world, we had to handle our business once we got violated. You understand? It showed me that this ain't even no brotherhood, man. You can't find no brotherhood. You can't find brotherhood in church when the men plotting on your women up in there. Or better yet, the men are plotting on your sons in there. You understand? Ain't no brotherhood in church. Bunch of pedophiles, homosexuals, and adulterers and adulteresses. You understand? You go to the Muslim mosque. Ain't no brotherhood in there. If you ain't selling enough dope for them, listen, them Arabs, they give you that oil. They want you to sell that oil. You ain't getting none of that big crude money oil that they got. They ain't giving you no shop to own and take care of your family. No, they got you selling $5, $10, $20 vials of oil from them. You understand? While you learning how to speak their language and dress like them and worship their God, yet you'll never be them. You'll never be them. You understand? You'll never be them. So this man of sin is being revealed. Because we done been taught a falling away of our minds from loving him and following him. You understand? And we see that, this guy ain't right. He's a hypocrite. This guy ain't right. Meanwhile, Jeff Bezos, I believe he's still running Amazon. Jeff Bezos, Amazon is still selling that same book that they punishing Kyrie over. I guess white people don't get punished. White people can sell the anti-Semitic book and still make a bunch of money off of it. But you Negroes and you Latinos, you can't even post the book and say you read it. Or we'll punish you because you the slave. We the slave. Reading on. It said, the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Perdition is hell. Perdition is hell, and he is the son of hell. He is the son of Satan himself, man. Our oppressor, this so-called Caucasian man, so-called white man, he is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. He is not Satan, but he is the physical counterpart of Satan. You understand? Reading on, what it say? Who opposeth and exalteth himself. He opposes who? The Most High. And he exalteth himself. Why? Because the Most High say don't eat pork. They call it the other white meat. The Most High say don't be homosexual and lesbian. Don't molest children. They call them things alternative lifestyle. You can't fight against love. It's love. It's love. I just heard they was on the news today, man, talking about that homosexual bar that got shot up. They was on there crying on the news and saying, bullets will not stop our love. Bullets will not stop our love. They fight for their nastiness, man. They fight for their nastiness. Because why? This man opposes the Most High God. It's all right, though. It's all right, though. And exalteth himself above all that is called God. Because he thinks he is God. He thinks he's in total control. He thinks he can defeat the angels when they get back. We're going to see. We shall see. You understand? Or that is worship. He demands us to worship him. Like white people don't hate us. To call our oppressor, he don't hate us simply because we love each other. He'll hate us because we don't love him. All we got to do is not love him and not worship him like he thinks he should be worshiped and loved, and he'll hate us for it, man, and try to destroy us for it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to be against him. He don't hate us for fighting against him. He don't hate us for doing any harm against him or hurting him. We ain't got the power to hurt him. He hates us for simply not loving and worshiping him like a God. Like a God, man. You understand? A white man tell you, get on the ground. You live in this neighborhood, they expect you to say, yes, master, I live up the street, or here's my ID. Like them old Christian Israelites said about Trayvon Martin, the ones that wear purple. They said, why didn't he listen to that white man? How come he didn't do what that white man told him to do? They believe that we got to listen to this white man like he's God. That's what they believe. These purple Israelites, Christian Israelites. You understand? But no. Our oppressor, he exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worship, but he is not God, and he is not to be worshiped. Let them purple punks worship him. Not I. Not me and my brothers and my sisters in the ISUPK. The Father we fear. We worship him. You understand? Reading on. So that he, it says in the 4th verse of 2 Thessalonians, 2nd chapter, so that he, as God, said that he's not God, but as God, sitteth in the temple of God, man. He sits on our neck. We are the temple of God. He sits on our neck and he rules over us and gives us laws and tells us what to do like he is our God. And a lot of us go to church and worship him like he's God. And we follow all his holidays like he's God, just because he said to do it, like he's God. We eat the things that he say is okay, like he's God. But the priests and prophets in the ISUPK, we know who our God is, and we obey him. You understand? Reading on. Showing himself that he is God. That's what he believes. That's what this man believes, and he done convinced a lot of our people that he is a God. A lot of our people still think God is white, Jesus is white. They did the dial test on the kids, man, asking the kids which dial is better, this black dial or this white dial. And of course, by nature, children will say the white dial is better. And this is the worst part. Not only do they say the white dial is better because of TV, radio, and our oppressor, everything we see in this captivity, he appears to be better than us. But we know the truth. And this is what's worse than the kids just saying the white dial is better. They ask they ask the kids, who's the dirty dial? Which dial is dirty and filthy? Which dial is bad and evil? And they say the black dial. And then what breaks my heart, they ask the child after that, which dial are you? And they put their head down and they say, I'm the black dial. This is what they do to us from the womb, man. From the womb. We think that white people are better than us. And we think it's dirty and evil and nasty to be black. And we know that we are the black dirty dial. The black nasty dial, man. You understand? Just because this oppressor, he sits on us like he's God. But he's going to pay for all that. We just read it. Man. You understand? So that's critical race theory right there. So now I want to touch on separation, because this is another thing that came out. A lot of our people, man, we still caught up in America, think we American, think this is the land of the free and ain't no better land. Let me explain something. Because of God's mercy, he made us be slaves here in America. Even though it was a punishment because we disrespected and disobeyed our God. He had them put us on slave ships and bring us to the Americas. He had that happen. Now, even though God had that happen, he still, in his mercy, made America the best place for us to be in our captivity. Because we can be in captivity in other countries and other places that ain't, that's a lot worse, I'll say. That's a lot worse than America. So even in this horror story that we live in America, with the murder, and they get away with murder and treating us how they treating us, and we filling up the jail and they pushing the drugs on us and leaving the guns in our neighborhoods, and we killing each other. Even with all that, the Lord is merciful, because we could be somewhere a lot worse. You understand? We could be somewhere a lot worse. And now, in this horror story that we live in called America, it's time to separate our mind and our spirit and our love from these people, man, that we have been in love with for so long. You understand? I know a lot of people are just now coming into the truth and just hearing the ISUPK. You understand? And they beginning to study. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, you got to understand that we as Israelites are not Americans. They call us African American, but once again, and we bring this history out, America was named after an oppressor named Amerigo Vespucci. Africa was also named after an oppressor, an explorer called Leo Scipios Africanus. So those are the labels they gave to us. We got to wake up to the fact that this is not our home. Micah 2:10 tells you this is not our rest. This place is polluted, and it will and has destroyed us. You understand? So we are not American. We got to fix our brain and to separate from this place. And just, we are Israelites, Hebrew Israelites in captivity in America. And we bring this out in plenty of classes. There's a book called Babylon to Timbuktu, shows you how we got to America. We didn't start here. We didn't start in Africa either. You understand? And before our enemies, before our oppressors took over these lands called America, Israelite tribes lived in these lands before they took over. And then after they took over, they just reached out and pulled the other tribes back over here and put us in captivity, man. You understand? So realize that first and foremost, Black and Hispanic and North American Indian brothers and sisters, we are not Americans. Get that label off you. If you sign an application, if you got to say you're American on the application, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? If you got to mark U.S. citizen, that's fine. You understand? If you got to mark African American on the application or Black on the application, all that's fine for them to understand who you are. But you got to know and you got to live like this place is not the place that you love. This place is not your home. And we just waiting on our Black king to come to take us home. You understand? So with that, I'm going to go to Leviticus. Leviticus 20 and 24 for proof. Let's see if the Lord wanted us to be together with these people, man. Let's see. And they say when we teach the doctrine of separation, hey, you're racist. No, we just, obey our God who told us to separate from people, man. We ain't supposed to be gathering together with everybody. Leviticus 20 and 24. But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it. This is when we came out of Egypt, and the Lord was taking us to our motherland. The land that at that time was occupied by Africans called Canaanites. And it was our land before that, because the land of Israel is actually the Garden of Eden. It belonged to Adam. You understand? Adam was kicked out of the land. So during this time when the nation of Israel were born from Jacob, and Moses took us out of Egypt, the Lord was taking us back to that land that was the Garden of Eden that was now occupied by Africans. And the Lord told us when we get there, got to get rid of those Africans, get rid of them and take the land back. And we named the land Israel. That's why it's called the land of Israel, because the Lord sent us there to take it, and we named it after ourselves. You don't get your identity from whatever land you go to. Hell, the land is supposed to get its identity from you. You understand? So the Lord, Leviticus 20 and 24, but I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it. A land that floweth with milk and honey. I mean, it was a good land. It was the Garden of Eden. And the Lord would bless the land. I am the Lord your God. He ain't everybody's God. He talking to Moses and the Israelites. He said, I am the Lord your God, which have separated you from other people. I wonder how I never heard this in church. I never heard this in church. I never heard a Christian even say this out of their mouth on the streets. But God said in the Bible a long time ago that he separated us from other people, talking to Moses and the Israelites. Other people. That would be racism by America's definition, right? The Lord wanted us to separate from Africans, from white people, from Chinese, from Japanese. He said he separated us from other people. 25th verse. Ye shall therefore, meaning because of that, ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean. Why? Because these people that he's separating us from, they don't put a difference between clean beasts and unclean beasts. They eat the ass out of a pig just like they eat the ass out of a goat. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. They'll suck the toes of a lobster, the claws of a lobster, just like they'll suck the hoof of a damn deer. They put no difference between clean and unclean beasts. But we as Israelites, our God separated us from all other people, and we can't just eat anything. Some things he said is unclean and a sin for us to eat, an abomination. Reading on. And between unclean fowls and clean. We can't eat every bird that flies past us like the heathens do, like other people do. Or by fowls and clean. And ye shall not make your souls abominable by beasts, meaning there are certain beasts we can't eat. We can't eat lions and tigers and bears, but we can eat goats. We can eat the sheep. We could eat the deer. We could eat bulls, and we could eat bisons and all them big, wonderful, glorious animals with the horns that come out, as long as they have split hooves and they graze, they chew grass. You understand? There's a lot we can eat. That's why it's a shame that black people act like they only can get their hands on some pork and some crab and some lobster. That's just a slave mentality. We learned that from our slave master. You understand? It says, don't make your souls abominable by beast or by fowl or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. So there's even certain insects that creep. That's when he's talking about creeping. He's talking about insects. There's certain insects that the Lord said is clean for us to eat. We can eat grasshoppers, the praying mantis, beetles, you understand? But we can't go eating spiders and snails, you understand, and worms. There's things we cannot eat. The Lord said is unclean for us. Why? Because he didn't want us to be like everybody else on the earth. That's why he separated us from these people. It said people. It ain't say separate us from lands. It says separated you from other people. Reading on. 26th verse. And ye shall be holy unto me. And when you look up the word holy, right? Holy means separate or different. To be holy is to be separate from other people. It's to be different from other people. How are we different? Because we got a whole dietary law on what to eat and what not to eat. The people of this earth don't have that. They eat any goddamn thing. Heathens lift up a rock and whatever's wiggling, they pick it up and taste it. They taste it, man. You know the heathens eat placenta out of a woman. You know they take placenta and season it and fry it up, man. Who would think to taste a woman's placenta? You gotta have a faulty mind, man, of Satan, to even for that to come in your mind. I wonder what that tastes like. Just came out of her ass. I wonder what that sack of membrane looks like. It tastes like. I'll pour a little salt on it. Only our oppressor, man. Only our oppressor. 26 says again, and ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy. God is holy. The God of Israel, he ain't like no other God. That's why he says he's the most high. There's none beside him. There's none above him. Every God is beneath him. Everything you want to worship that you think got power is under him. He gives it power. You understand? He is holy, meaning separate. He's a different kind of God. He ain't like that rock in Mecca that they circle and kiss and praise. He ain't like that statue in your church. Our God is a real living God who thinks and makes decisions, and he destroys whatever he wants to destroy. And he'll raise up whatever he wants to raise up. I, the Lord, am holy and have severed you from other people that ye should be mine. That's what God said in Leviticus, man. He separated and severed, which means the same thing, us from other people. Why? So that we can belong to him only. God is a selfish God. He's stingy. He don't want us to have everybody. That's why we live such a horrible life. We didn't live for so many thousands of years, because we made him jealous. We made him jealous, man. And he don't play that. Deuteronomy 7:6. Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. There we go again. Separate, different. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. Check that out. Talking to the Israelites, God chose us. You look up the word choose, it means preferred above others. You got 10 jackets, 10 fly leather jackets. One is your favorite. This is the one you choose because it's your favorite. You choose this, you prefer this one above all the rest. That's how God feels about the 12 tribes of Israel. He preferred us above everybody else. He chose us. It said, chose us to be a special people unto himself, stingy with us. Now listen to this. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. This is the God of your Bible. This is the God of all the Christian Bibles. This is the God of any Bible anywhere, man. He's the God of Israel who chose the 12 tribes and said they are above all people upon the face of the earth. This is what our children don't learn in America. This is why they pick the white dial, because everything around them says that white people is better. But the best kept secret in the earth is written in our records, man. This Bible, which is a black book, written by black people for black people from a black God, by black prophets, man. And it says that we are above all people on this earth. Yes, massa too. Some of you like, ooh, white people too? Yes, God said that. We above white people, man. We above the Chinese, Japanese, Australian, all of them. We above them all. It said all people that are upon the face of the earth. If they are people that's on this earth, God said we above them. God said we above them. Thanks the Most High. Praise be the Most High. Reading on, Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. So now, these people that God just said he chose and made a special people to himself, God said, come out of her. Who's the her? America right here. Come out of America. Come out of the spirit of America. Its holidays, its customs, the things that it loved. Come out of her. What did the Lord say after that? My people. Reading again, 4th verse, Revelation 18. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. God don't want you sinning with America, man, and celebrating with this place. So when he sent a destruction or a fire or a shooter, a terrorist on one of these holidays, he don't want you caught up in it, man. You in Times Square celebrating New Year's Eve with the heathen, man, when ain't nothing new about the Eve. Ain't nothing new about the year, but you got hats on and kissing strangers and partying with the world, man, celebrating New Year's Eve. And when Lord sent a catastrophe out there, you get smashed and killed with them, man. He don't want that. He said, come out of her, my people, and that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Don't get caught up out there, your God is saying. 12 tribes, black people, Latinos, Hispanics, First Nation, North American Indian, man, woman, and child. The Lord don't want you to get the punishments and plagues that he got for our enemies, for these heathens, man. So don't join with them, man. Don't sin with them. 5th verse. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High God have remembered her iniquities, man. America is so disgusting and evil with all its secret evils that we don't even know about half of them yet. We don't even know about half of them yet. That's when the trial's going to come in. You understand? That's when we're able to put them in chains and put them on trial. We're going to be able to look at all the records, man. All of it's going to be revealed to us, and they're going to pay for it all. They're going to pay for it all. But God knows it. And he remembered how evil this bastard is that's ruling over us. 6th verse. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. Meaning, she gonna get judged according to what she did. Speaking about America and our oppressor. They're gonna get judged according to what they've done. You understand? And the Lord said double. They're gonna get double what they did, man, because it's a just punishment for how evil they've been for so long. For how long they've been so evil, man. Where am I? And double according to her works. In the cup which she have filled, because she's filled the cup. You understand? It said, fill to her double. Fill to her double, man. So that's what we got to look forward to, Black and Hispanic, man. That's what we got to look forward to. A glorious day, man. A glorious day. Next week, I'm going to get into some of them other questions, man. Oh, man. And I got I know the whole Gentile understanding came up. You know the whole thing with Captain Tazariak and and the powers that be shutting down everything. When we start speaking the truth, now they so afraid they don't even let it come out no more a little bit. You understand? Shout out to the brothers, man. We're going to still forge on with this work, man, and get it in. They can't stop the Most High. They can't stop the Most High. Their arms are too short to box with the God of Israel. They're going to find out one way or another. You understand? They're going to find out the hard way. And that's that. Ain't nothing they can do about it. Ain't nothing they can do about it. So with that, I'm going to say shalom, y'all. You know, the water for tuning in, man. Listen, the Passover comes, first of all, this Saturday, December 17th, this Saturday, Commander General Yohana going to be in the Israelite School of UPK in Philadelphia doing Hanukkah, man, the Feast of the Dedication. He's going to be doing it big. If you can attend, attend. If you can't attend, tune in, man. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be wonderful, man. After that, of course, we going down to Raleigh, North Carolina, April, man. March, the end of March, all the way through April 1st to the 3rd, I believe, celebrating the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And even before that, Friday before that, we got General Hyman's class. We got other events. The Black Party is that Thursday before the Passover. We're going to get it in, man. We even trying to put together a black party for the teenagers in Israel, man. Let them have some fun. You know what I mean? So we got a whole itinerary that's going to be coming out real soon. Y'all come on in and enjoy yourselves, man. And we're going to make it do what it do. We're going to make it do what it do, man.
Practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we're talking about practice.
Back row.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere other than one that is not me. It's beef, we strut a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reach, I teach him with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'm a goat, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life. They ring got the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe, connected from Cali to New York, niggas, so let it go. Made for this, nigga, I eat bars and drink flows. Thinking you woke into your third eye peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy, it's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early, this bitch a cheat code. It ain't a game, these niggas lame, they bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same, you want the easy pass, tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire, you can't stand the rain, take an aim. Tell him runner, he can try his best. Drive a car named after me, that's why I'm in the vet. Laugh at these niggas once again and I ain't break a sweat. Number 1 at everything I do, that's why I'm one west. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this janitor with the mop stick. You gon' need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick, I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7" is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk. I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl? I'm talking about another gun. We here now? Hey, look, it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas. We burn the crib now. I'm ahead now, and I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga. I don't fear clown. Silences make it sound like raindrop. That's a quiet storm. Get the job done in the view or get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walking this bitch ready for war. I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex. That's why I am on. I shouldn't live in the crib, nigga. I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Get it?
Shut down YC. ISUPK. 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 The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. ISUPK. 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 The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. Year 2007 has gone. A leader was born. His name was Commander General Yohana. Year is on. New 7 has born. I took my oath, nigga, I swore to ISUPK. It's the only fucking way. One West to the death until they bury me. Hennessy Alizé, big bottle of scotch. 125 with the block, and where we set up shop. I catch a body at camp, you front onto Zaria. So hold your peace. When he speak, when he teach, before I reach for that peace and clear that street, I was never humble, always a beast. I let it fly for the most high, Yahweh Shai, El Cool J, homie. I'm that type of guy, and for the heathen, I'm the only one standing in this, you and I. ISUPK, 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 huh? The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in One West, nigga. ISUPK, huh? ISUPK, huh? ISUPK, huh? ISUPK, huh? The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in One West, nigga. ISUPK, ISUPK, huh? ISUPK, what? ISUPK, huh? The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in One West, nigga. Yahweh Ben Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barak the Third. Yo, man. Yo, get back to that 1969 ISUPK shit, man. I want to hear that 1969 ISUPK. We the children of God, Yasha Allah, and we only pray to Almighty Yahweh and do the commandments like his son Yahweh Shai. Don't think we soft, nigga. Yeah, you could die. We not Christian, we don't believe all is everybody. If it ain't about the 12 tribe, fuck everybody. And that's a statement, you need to stop hating. You can't prove we Africans, so stop debating. I was stuck in a hard place, a hard time behind the rock, thinking I was Muslim. Till I seen the ISUPK, big homie to Zaria, battling Imam Bashir. I bet Bashir is a woman, that's the secret of the year. Your philosophies can't clap back. Africa don't mean you black. Tell Sinel to that. Tell Polite to cross the fucking line and fall the fuck back. You hear me, nigga? I'm with some real niggas at the Passover, nigga, drinking liquor. ISUPK. What?